Okay, good. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to week 5. So we're officially 5 weeks into this program. And I know a lot of you have been very disciplined, which has been good to see. And I know a lot of you have actually been struggling and you've sent me private messages as well that this has been challenging in different ways. It is what it is. It's a challenge. We have to, we have to go through the process. And what you will start seeing over the course of the next few weeks, or what you will have experienced, is a lot of change, right? So change in the way you taste food, change in the way you know, your body reacts to certain types of food, change in your mindset, the way you think about food, change in the way you have an outlook on the food industry. So there's an enormous amount of change that you would have experienced over the last few weeks. And there's going to be even more over the course of the next few weeks. So before we begin, what I essentially wanted to do is just do a quick recap before we get into the crux of today's session, right? So just a quick checklist, right? By now, you should have added the super juice into your daily routine, hopefully every day, including weekends. If you miss a day here and there, okay, not a problem. I understand it's hard to prepare everything, but should be a routine. You do it more often than not. The way I describe it is it needs to be in the same category as brushing your teeth. It's always there, right? So you wouldn't go a day without brushing your teeth. We've also cut out sugars, refined sugars, dairy products, grains over the last 4 weeks. And there's been an immense amount of reduction in the type of food that we eat, from processed, refined, dairy. You would have increased your veg and fruit intake. Hopefully, I'm hoping last week we spoke about increasing the variety by about up to 20 times, right? And then, like I said, you would have noticed a big difference in the way you look at food, including reading the ingredients. Some of you are reading ingredients diligently for the first time. You may not have done so in the past, right? And now you actually understand what you're reading, what these ingredients mean, and how they're being branded and marketed. But at this stage, you may not have lost a lot of weight. Some of you have messaged me saying, I've lost a lot of weight. Some of you have messaged me saying, I've lost 0 weight. Some of you have messaged me said, I don't want to lose any weight. I want other benefits. Okay. But hopefully we will achieve that over the course of the next 2-3 weeks. Okay, fantastic. So what I wanted to get from you is, we're 5 weeks in. I actually wanted to hear from you how you're feeling, the good and the bad, so to speak, right? So if you can just help me in the chat. Let's start with the good. So if you look at the list on the left-hand side, these are the good things that you might have benefited from. If there's something else, type it in as well. So let's just start with the good things. If you've experienced any of these over the last 4 or 5 weeks: mental clarity, any reduced pain in joints, muscles, reduced bloating, right? Better physical performance. Are you running, cycling, swimming better? Are your core numbers improved with regards to your heart rate, blood pressure, blood sugar levels, etc.? 4 and 5, 3 and 4, 1 and 3. Okay, that's good. That's good. Has anybody not experienced anything good and it has 0 benefits? Someone tell me 0 benefits. You might even feel better because you're eating better. Does anyone have 0 benefits? Just type in yes if you've got 0 benefits. Okay, so no one's got 0 benefits. That's good. Better digestion. That's good. 1 to 4. Okay, good. What about the bad? Any negative things that you've experienced? Do you feel more moody because you can't eat sugar? Do you feel more stressed? Do you have an increase in allergies? Have you gained weight? Do you feel anxious because you have to think more when you're eating? So A, B, C, D this time. Lower energy. Okay, interesting, Peter. Anyone else? Anything bad you've experienced? A, moody, yeah, nothing bad. Self-control, yeah, that's a tough one. Okay, so low energy is a interesting one. The reason is you're facing a lot of this low energy because your body's gone through a lot of change. So you're going through this transition phase. The way I would describe it is imagine being in the sunlight all day and then walking into a really dark room. Your eyes take time to adjust in the same way your diet and your nutrition. Because we've made so many changes over the course of the last 4 or 5 weeks, you will face a little bit of low energy. I remember when I did this for the first time last year, initially I was running really, really bad because it was just difficult for my body to get used to. But you've just got to stick with it for a couple more weeks and you will find that you will turn the corner. Little stress for not taking rice for more than 10 days. Yeah, I know. That's also a different challenge. Okay, good. Thanks for the feedback. Is there anything else you want to give at this point in terms of feedback? Anything positive, negative? Just type in the chat. Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything right now. So this is a quote I always share, right? A lot of you have messaged me, said, I want a cheat day, like Pehua message this morning, I'm having a cheat day because I'm in the office. Good for you, right? I always go by this, done is better than perfect because perfect never gets done. You need to just do what you can do. You will never be perfect at this. We never will be. But as long as you're making the right lifestyle habit changes, it's better than perfect. You're moving in the right direction and your body will start seeing these changes. I'm pretty sure of that. So, Kishore, increased flexibility. Wow. Okay, good for you. So, one aspect that we're going to focus on today is the concept of spring. Now, you've all heard about spring. During springtime, what happens? You always do spring cleaning, right? We always clean our house, or we clean the basement, or you clean your bedroom. We always, or we get rid of our clothes. Why is this concept called spring cleaning? Now, this is also evident in nature as well. What happens is you've got a tree with loads of leaves, and then you've got a tree shedding its leaves. You've got animals that have fur, and they shed their fur. So winter versus summer, right? Or spring versus autumn, whatever way it is. You've also heard the phrase a lot on TV. I need to fatten up for the winter, right? So we're going to apply those principles of spring, and the next 2-3 weeks is all about, largely about weight loss, right? So those of you who want to lose weight, this next 2 weeks is specifically for you. If you don't want to lose weight, I'm going to tell you specifically what parts not to do. Okay, it's parts you should follow, parts you should not follow. If you're interested in the weight loss, in the next 2-3 weeks, you will lose weight. But the other benefits, you will hear from me. Okay, so the concept of we're now entering into spring. So the first 5 weeks of this nutrition program have all been about, we started in winter, we're now exiting winter and we're entering spring. Okay, so during spring, we're going to be doing the spring cleaning. Now, there is this concept where people say you shouldn't lose weight. Like people say, I don't want to lose weight. Actually, the body is designed to put on weight and lose weight. The bad part is only if you keep that weight gain for so long. So it's a bit like an animal that has its fur, sheds its fur on a consistent basis. Humans are the same. We can put on weight, but we must shed the weight as well from time to time. And that's what the spring phase that we're entering is all about. Okay. I've lost about 4 kg. Good for you. Cheat day cost me 10K run. Wow. Is that right? Wow. Maybe I'll ask you about that. You can talk about it in a minute. So you want to lose more weight. So the next 2-3 weeks, up to now, I wouldn't have expected you to lose much weight, very little. The next 2-3 weeks is where we lose the weight. Okay, so what's going to happen? Firstly, before we get into this, I want to talk to you about this individual, Steve Jobs. Some of you, all of you know he was one of the founders or the CEO of Apple in his heyday. He passed away. Does anyone know what was the cause of his death? Just put it in the chat. What did Steve Jobs die of? Come on, put it in the chat. Some of you must know. There's a clue in the slide. Type it in. What do you think Steve Jobs died of? Pancreatic cancer. Okay, excellent. Right. So he died of pancreatic cancer. Now, it's well known. I don't know if you know this, but he used to like eating a lot of apples, hence the name of his company, right? And there was an actor, Ashton Kutcher, who played Steve Jobs. And this actor, he actually likes to become the person he's playing, right? So what he did was he started to follow Steve Jobs' lifestyle when he played Steve Jobs in the Steve Jobs movie, and he ate a lot of apples just like Steve Jobs did. And what happened? He got rushed to hospital during the filming, and he had problems with his pancreas. And then he had to take 2-3 weeks off because of this. It's a true story. You can read up on it. I'm not discouraging you from eating apples, but what I'm trying to explain is too much sugar causes damage to the pancreas. Why? Because it causes an imbalance in trying to help maintain the body's blood sugar balance. You see, unlike the heart, which has a pump, right? The pancreas isn't a pump. There's no pump. There's no way of pumping oxygen around the body. It works very differently. So there's no pump, right? So the sugar that we eat doesn't get absorbed as well, right? Doesn't get distributed as well. So by eating too much sugar, we impact, we end up hurting the pancreas. So what are we trying to do this week, right? So this is this week's challenge. This is going to be a tough one, right? This is by far the toughest one. So you can take a picture of this. Caffeine, completely out. If you like tea, coffee, any form of caffeine, out, okay? Tobacco, out. Now, hopefully we can cut tobacco for life, but caffeine, up to you. But for the next couple of weeks, it's out. Those of you who like to drink alcohol, also out, okay? The next one is going to be tough for some of you because I've been seeing your pictures. Fruits are also out. Now, if you don't want to lose weight, okay, I would say don't cut out the fruit, just reduce the fruit. If you want to lose weight, fruits are out, okay? The next one is also about weight loss as well. Root vegetables are also out. What are root vegetables? Onions, sweet potatoes, carrots. So it's quite a lot of them. Now, some of you say to me, I'm vegetarian, I can't cut this out. I have nothing to eat. I'm also in the same boat as you. What I will say is if you're vegetarian and you have to choose between cutting out fruits or root vegetables, keep your root vegetables, cut out your fruits, okay? So if you're vegetarian, I'll say cut out fruits. I'm okay with root vegetables. But if you want to go all out, root vegetables are also out for the next few weeks. There's going to be a new super juice recipe as well, okay? And then when we exercise, again, the last one is for the weight loss group. When we exercise, try not to do very fast interval types of high intensity workouts. You want to focus on slow endurance walks, runs. Okay, so no high intensity for the next couple of weeks. Why is that? Because the body doesn't lose weight under stress. It keeps the weight on during stress time. So when you stress yourself, either physically, mentally too much, you're not going to lose the weight, right? So there's a question. Walking is okay, running is okay, all of that is fine, right? exercise, like I said, but don't do high intensity stuff for the next couple of weeks if you're trying to lose weight. Now, people who followed this, I know someone who followed this last year, lost 25 kgs between now and the next 2-3 weeks, just from following this exactly. That person wasn't vegetarian, so they could cut out root vegetables. But I would suggest, if you are vegetarian, don't push yourself too much. I'm okay for you to keep the root vegetables for now, but cut out some of them, like onions, maybe potentially, but I'll leave it to you. Okay. Any questions before we come to the next section? Sugars are always out, Rajesh. Sugars have been out. So whatever we took out before, sugars, milk, bread, that's out. This is on top of that. Okay, clear? Any more questions? Meat is not on the list, no. Meat you can continue eating if you eat meat. Okay. We spoke yesterday. I think I don't know if I mentioned to you meat yesterday, but meat is fine if you eat meat. Meat do continue, but obviously try not to make it processed meat. Eat fresher meat, eat cleaner meat. That's more important. Okay, any more questions before we come to the next? Okay, right. So what's going to happen next is these are the vegetables that are okay, right? So remember I said certain things are out. These are okay. So you can take a picture of this. So like dill. So some of you might say, well, if I'm taking out root vegetables, what's left? We can keep these. Okay. All right. So this is what else you can have. You can stick with ginger, turmeric, okay, chili. You can have oils, olive oil, coconut oil, loads of options on oil. Nuts. These are the nuts you can have. No cashew nuts, you'll see, and no peanuts. No cashew nuts, no peanuts. Those are also gone. Okay, again, take a picture of this just so you're clear. The list is blurred. Okay, I'll try and send you a picture afterwards. Might be my screen share. Okay, just follow this list as a guide. Okay, if you just come back to this list, just follow this list. Caffeine gone, tobacco gone, alcohol gone, fruits gone, root vegetables. But like I said, you can, if you're vegetarian or vegan, just be careful with that. There's a new super juice, which I'll show you now. And then exercise, try to avoid high intensity if you're trying to lose weight. Okay, so here's a new super juice. It's the same recipe as before. Okay, but we're doubling down on celery, cucumber, okay, spinach. We're reducing avocado to 1. Try to put some collard greens in, bok choy, something like that if you have. Kale, we're adding in. Cilantro, if you have this, or coriander, some of you call this. A bit of lemon. Try to put water in to reduce the thickness. And then those of you who like spicy, you can put jalapenos in. So what's out of here is effectively apples. Remember, we used to have apples. Some of you used to put bananas. So this is a new super juice. Okay, if you want to take a picture of this. All right. Now, what's happening in the next few weeks? Okay. Those of you start following this, when will you, if you want to lose weight, when will you start losing weight from? Obviously, we have now the buffer zone between now and Monday. Those of you who start following this, you will probably start losing weight from Tuesday onwards. It literally happens that quick when you cut out all of these items on that list, right? And the longer you stick with it, the more you will lose. Remember the first principle. This is not about going hungry. This is about putting the right food in your body, right? So it's about you are what you eat. So try not to make yourself hungry. Eat properly, eat well. That's one. Number two, you are going to have to start being creative. Some people ask me, can I have bread? If you want to make bread using almond flour, you could do, right? If you want to have pizza as a cheat day, you can make a pizza dough using almond flour. And then you can use a base that doesn't have sugar, a tomato base that you can use of your own. And then you can have vegan cheese. It's processed, but if you want to do that for a cheese day, it's okay, right? So you're going to have to start being creative. You can make, so instead of salt, normal table salt, try to use the rock salt, the more higher quality salts in your food. Again, much, much better for you. Okay, so start being creative. What I want to do now is, remember when we took these measurements 4 or 5 weeks ago, we're going to take one more measurement next week, end of next week. And then next week's session, we're going to use as a sharing session. I want to hear from you what benefits you're seeing: losing weight, better mindset, better physical performance, more flexibility, less allergies, joint pain, whatever it is. I want to try and hear it. Once we finish this program, there are some prizes that I have. So we'll give out some prizes that I've managed to get hold of. And then for the people that have done the best or have achieved the best. So we will try and we will try and motivate you to go to continue the program. Okay, I'm going to stop there and I'm going to see, is there any questions? First, I'm going to allow you to unmute yourself so you can speak. Okay, does anyone have questions before we end? You can speak as well.
Hi Mo, Aniket here.
Yeah, hi, I can hear you.
Hi. Yeah, okay. I wanted to check, you mentioned no high intensity exercises. So if I'm doing power yoga, so is that out? Or
that should be okay. Should be okay.
All right, fair.
I mean, nothing like the track sessions or you know those types of high intensity workout. I think power yoga is okay.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
No problem. Any more questions?
More senior, just want to know after following 2 to 3 weeks, after that whether the same thing need to be followed or you will be instructing what needs to be done.
Good question. So once this is all over in 2-3 weeks time, we will meet up again to see how we manage this in real life, because what we're doing for these 7 weeks is not actually how you're going to live the rest of your life, right? Some of it will be. So for example, for me, when I first did this, I cut out eating crisps, I cut out drinking vitamin water, I cut out drinking canned soda drinks like Sprite and things like that. So some things you will permanently give up. It's going to be your call, right? Some things you will do less frequently, like maybe sugars, and some things you might go back to. I don't know, like drinking coffee or eating rice or potatoes. So it's going to be a mixed variety of things, but this process is to really go through to take you through the next 2-3 weeks, just so that we fast track some of the objectives that we have. Okay, so I just want to add one more point. The process that we're going through right now has a technical term. It's called ketosis, right? Ketosis is the process of you shedding the weight over the course of the next 2-3 weeks. It is not to be mixed with the concept called keto. Some of you would have heard of keto diets that get sold in the industry. Keto diet, is not the same as ketosis. Ketosis is the process of your body shedding weight. People just use that brand and call it keto, right? Keto, I don't believe in, because keto is the same as what we're doing now, but continues to keep dairy in. We don't keep dairy because we're trying to do it in a more healthy way, right? So this is called ketosis, not keto, not keto as in the keto diet. Okay, any more questions?
Mo Chandru here.
Yes.
Two questions more. Suppose in the gym, if we do some weightlifting or do some kind of weights related activities, is it a strenuous exercise that we should avoid?
No, it's okay. It's fine. All I'm saying, look, you can continue with your regular exercises, but try not to do too strenuous. You know, when your heart rate gets to like 170, 80, 90, try not to do exercises where you're stressing your heart too much. Right. So if you're
Okay.
just doing weights and things like that, it's okay. I'm talking about very high intense interval type of
Understood.
training. Yeah.
Understood. Mo. The other thing is when you say cut off caffeine, any form of tea is out. Like for example, if you're going to have say pomegranate tea or some variant of tea, is that okay? Or
That's
that is
okay.
also
That's okay, as long as it doesn't have sugar in it, which is the other rule.
understood. Understood.
Hey,
Thanks.
Mo, hi, this is Ajay.
Hi, Jay.
Hey, Mo, quick one. Can I continue playing badminton?
Yeah,
Tennis is not the strenuous, but badminton sometimes gets, so it's okay, right?
yeah, that should be okay
Thank you.
because it's more longer duration. It should be okay.
All right.
Okay. Any more questions? Okay, let me ask you all a question. What do you want to achieve? We've got a couple of minutes. So I want to ask you, what do you want to achieve in the next 2-3 weeks? If you can just tell me, if you want to achieve weight loss, if you want to achieve better physical performance, you want to, what is it that you want to try and achieve? Let me hear from you so that we can. Lose weight. Okay, Srini. Okay, so if those of you who've got weight loss as your objective, you will 100%, well, not 100%, but you will very, 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 very likely achieve it if you follow this, right, for the next 2-3 weeks. Some people did this for about a month last year and they lost large amount of weight, but we're going to take it week by week. I don't want to try and put too much. This is quite hard to do. So we're going to take it week by week. Like I said, those of you who don't want to lose weight, I would encourage you not to cut out the fruits. Okay, keep the fruits if you don't want to lose weight, and not to cut out the root vegetables. These are the two bits that are really going to fast track your weight loss. I'm already very slim, but I want 6-pack and I have 4 packs now. Okay. You need to do more core workout, I guess, but this will slim you down if you want to slim down. Pei Hua, do you want to tell us about your day today, how it went, cheat day? Did it feel good? Did it feel bad? Be very interested to hear from you, given that you're a elite runner.
Yeah, so the cheat day is I started with some bread, white bread, not my intention, because I couldn't get any oatmeal from the mall this morning, so I took bread instead. And for lunch, I went to Soup Spoon. So again, I had sandwich and minestrone, meatless minestrone, was good. And then on the way back, because the new office opening, so they give me some, I think some sweet I mean I think it's some bread. So I go home and eat. So after I eat so much, I feel so guilty. So I do 4,888 jump ropes.
Whoa.
So that's the cost of all the. I ran as usual. I ran this morning 10 click in the rain because I know about this cheat day. So I got to exercise. So tomorrow again, I need to run more to burn it off. So long story short, the cheat day cost me a lot of exercise, definitely.
Okay, and how did it feel eating this food? I mean, did it taste like super, super, super sweet
Yes,
when you had
the
it?
bread is actually the bread is plain bread with some raisin. I really feel the bread is so sweet. And actually, I always drink kopi si kosong. So actually mixed with kopi si kosong. So yeah, because I have been sugarless for quite a long time. And as I say, I don't eat cakes. I don't eat sugar drinks. And I'm on intermittent fasting. So 15 hours intermittent fasting and 9 hours eating. And I'm always eating very clean. I mean, if I cook or even if I buy outside, I always eat clean. So like I will be eating Subway for 4 days a week. And then I'll be eating food from staff if I buy outside. And yeah, so putting this into my, actually that's why I maintain my weight well. And as you say, I exercise regularly a lot. So putting this into my diet, I feel my gut is very good.
Good.
Yes. I like I say, I have been blending juice for my kids. I think the only difference is last time I only put spinach and banana, but now I actually putting lots of greens into the drinks, and I think I feel good. And normally I would take a tea break at 3 p.m. So now the tea break, normally a tea break I used to eat bread. So now I only eat fruits like mango, jackfruits. Yeah.
Nice. And your definition of clean eating has changed as well. Before you would think Subway is clean eating. Now you understand differently because you have bread, and like you said, it was plain white bread, but it tasted so sweet, didn't it? And you wouldn't ever think that before.
Actually, in the last 2 weeks, I have been ordering without the bread. And the girl who know me, she was so surprised that I've changed to salad instead of egg mayo or veggie delight. So and I tell her I don't like the salad. I just really blunt and tell her I just don't like your salad. And I like the salad from the salad place or the Greenwich, which has better choice. I think I like that type of salad. And I feel I really feel torture in the first week when I eating salad. During second week, I think I don't really hate the salad anymore. I think I don't hate it, but it doesn't mean that I like it. But I just eat them because I need the food. So
Yeah, to be honest with you, Subway salads are not very good. Greenwich is much better. Greenwich.
yeah, but I have, okay, like I say, I think the biggest difficulty that I'm facing at the moment is a very limited choice at the area that I stay. So if I need a taste that suit me, I have to prepare the food myself, which I don't have enough time in the morning. So that's why today I have no choice but to have the cheat day, because I can't find, I don't know what is opening in Changi Business Park anymore. So
yeah, you should message me. I was there today. Greenwich is good. Yeah, Greenwich is good, and Need to Eat is good. They got good salads. Salad stops there as well, but that's expensive. So it also depends on how much you want to spend. But look, good to hear. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad your gut feels cleaner. Glad you've experienced it. Being for those of you who don't know Pui Hua, what was it, in 90 days she ran, I think, 2,700 kilometers in 90 days, which is an average of about 30 kilometers a day. So
yeah,
absolutely incredible.
yeah, not happening again. it was so tough, man.
Yeah, I know. I got complaints every day. Good. Okay, look, thank you so much. Anyone else wants to share anything before we close? Okay, no. So look, good luck for the next week. This is going to be a tough one. Here's a quick recap. Just a reminder, before next week's session, I do want you to take your measurements again. So this is a reminder of what's out. Okay, take a picture. And then we've got our measurements on this slide. If you can do your measurements again, if you can do your measurements on Thursday, then what I want to do is I want to have a discussion next week about how your measurements look, what are you feeling, what's good, what's bad, and then we can make corrections. We'll be in spring, so we are now officially in spring. We'll be in spring for approximately 3 weeks, to now and end of the month. Okay, but if those of you who want to lose weight, if you stick to this, you will lose a lot of weight. People who follow this works, I don't know, 999 times out of 1,000. So it is quite successful if you follow. Okay, good. Thank you, everybody, and good luck this week. Remember, it starts on Monday, so enjoy your buffer zone between now and then. So take care. See you next Thursday.
Thank you. Thanks, Mo.
Thanks. Bye.